Hello guys, this is Darryl with Lee's Lawn Care and Services. How y'all doing? Man, I am exhausted. I got up super early this morning and had to knock out them commercial accounts because I didn't catch them on the weekend like I was supposed to. But I couldn't because I was running behind. Hope you guys having a great season thus far, man. I am tired, Jesus. I'm always excited about getting the season started, and now we're at the midway point, and I'm not wishing the season was over, but I'm tired. And the one thing I gotta thank my girlfriend for, because she does a good job of it, is we got another vacation coming up soon, so I am definitely looking forward to that. Tired. Man, I've been cutting them overgrown yards. You know, them yards that call. I got all 20 of them done, and now I'm catching the 5 they didn't call, but they was left over from last week that I didn't catch. And man, it's been a battle. But I tell you what, old Dynamo, he ain't showing no mercy on these yards. He's at 70, 87 hours, 88 hours. I'm sorry. He's at 88 hours already, man. I mean, I can't believe I run the machine that much. I wasn't aware of that, you know. But yeah, 87 hours, and he ain't showing. He has showing no signs of slowing down. So definitely happy with that purchase, man. Had a guy come up to me today and ask me, he just got into the business. He got 10 yards, and he's a crane operator. So he say he sits on his butt all day, and he's looking for something to do, and to get more active and acclimated into stuff, and say he don't want to he don't want to do that the rest of his life. I mean, they make good money, driving cranes and all. They're not doing a whole lot. My uncle used to do that, a lot of responsibility, definitely on your shoulders when you're dealing with that. A lot of risks too. There's a lot of risk in that, and crane operating too, because I didn't see videos where them things just collapse to the weight and all. It's just, yeah, it's dangerous. It's dangerous work. But he said he wants to work for himself. He don't want to work for somebody the rest of his life. So he asked me some things, and I told him. I said, he said, how much you pay a person if they come out there with you? I said, it depends. I said, if they're novice, I'll pay them $10 or whatever. And if they're pretty good at what they do, is usually around the high end, which is around $15, and you go from there. Like my son, I pay him pretty good. Put it that way. Sometimes I ain't gonna get into that, but I just give him the money. I'll say that. Say for instance, if I give him some of the yards and I'm getting $35 or $40 off the yard or whatever, and we knocking out so many of them, I just give him the yards. And I keep my part, and I give him a good bit, because he's my partner. When it comes to his work, he's been doing it long enough, and he knows how to do it just as good as I can without me. So, he's I wouldn't say we're experts, but he's not a novice. He's skilled. He has some skills. So the guy was asking, and I told him, I said, yeah, that's what you pay if if it's a novice guy. He comes out there, you give him $10, a yard or an hour, depends on how you want to do it. Because when I got into the business, the guy offered me that. He asked me if I wanted the yard or the hour, and I told him the yard, because in an hour you can do about 3 or 4 yards in an hour. So I took it like that, and I got good at it, and he paid me a little bit more. And then he had 3 of us out there, and he paid the other guy like $8 a yard, $7.50 a yard, because he wasn't that strong of person, he thought we needed him to help us get over the hump, but we really didn't, because he was kind of slowing us down. Because that's one thing, when there's two guys together and y'all in tandem and y'all in sync, both guys know what to do and how to finish a yard, you know. Like, if one guy's cutting, one guy's weed eating. Once the weed eating guy finishes the weed eating, he's already on the blower, because the cutter, he's probably in the back. He starts in the front, cuts the front, then he goes to the back, and he starts the back. Or if the guy that's cutting finishes, he puts the machine up, he grabs the blower. So when you work in tandem, you know, and two guys know exactly, like me and my son, we in sync. We know exactly what to do. We know what we're doing. And that was because I learned that from working with somebody else. We was, tandem operation, and we knocked out a lot of yards in a day. I think the most we did in a day was like, I want to say 30. I think we did 30 yards in a day. Me and him, just two guys. It was one of them. It was the 28 or 30. It was a lot. And I know I promised myself I'd never work that hard again. I almost ran off the road, man. I hit a mailbox on the way home because I was falling asleep driving home. Very dangerous, and I promised myself I would never work that hard again doing that, and I knew I needed the money at the time, because we had just moved into a new house, and it was all on me. It was a lot of weight on me, and I used to work overnights. So I did the overnight thing, got off, and I went out there that day, and it was a Saturday, man, I'll never forget. We cut about 30 yards that day, and I didn't get home till, it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock that evening, man. I was so tired. And at the time, my ex-wife, she had actually stayed by her parents, because she was visiting them, because we stayed like across the lake from each other. So it was a long travel. So she actually went down there to visit them on the weekends and spent some time with them. And I drove home, because I told her, I said I wanted to get in my bed, and I wanted to relax, because I can rest in other places, but there's no rest like getting the rest in your own bed. That's kind of what it was. So I went home and went in my bed, and man, I almost, like I said, I hit that mailbox. I was an Xterra at the time. I had an Xterra, and I tore the whole passenger side mirror off. Just ripped it straight off the mailbox. Just almost ran off the road, man, and into a ditch. And then I promised myself that day, it was a stand. It was like, I'll never do that again. I never work like that again, and we never did. The most we did after that was like, we did about 21 or 22, and we kind of left it around there. But that particular day, we pushed hard because it had rained a lot that week, and we needed to catch up. And he had the route like in sync, like the yards was just mapped out perfectly. It is one of them days, man, where everything just fell like in line, and it went that way, all the way up until the end, and we just motivated each other. It's like, man, what you got? That bear ain't got to you yet? No, the bear is the one that hibernates, it's asleep. So that bear ain't got to you yet? I'm like, no, man, let's roll. We got to the next one, did that one, finished that one up, put the stuff up, put the walkers on the truck, got to the next one, took off the X mark, we just did it. That was a day. And it was so much of a day, man. He was so happy that he was licking his chops, man. He was counting all that money he had in his hand. He said, oh, man, he said, we did it. I'm like, yeah, we did it. And he took care of me. I didn't, of course, I'm not supposed to get the lion's share of anything because I was a helper, but he paid me really well that day. I think I took home like $250 that day. And I know he took home, if I had to guess, the 30 yards in the one day, he might have took home right around 1,000, maybe 900 to 1,000 bucks that day. So, and I got about 250. I was happy with that, because I did what I had, 250 or 3. It was one of them. It was 310. It was 310. It was 310 that day I took home, and I was happy with that. I felt good. It was just a blessing to me to help him, that day. And then, like I said, I started learning that, hey, I know I can do this on my own. And he went on vacation one time. He said, man, would you knock out such and such a yards? Yep. I went and knocked those yards out for him, and I brought him all the pay. It was 4 yards on his route that I knew of and that people knew me. and he went out on vacation. And he split the yards up between me and 2 other guys, and I went cut the 4 that I had. I think it was 4 of them, and I brought him. When he came home from vacation, I gave it to him. I said, "Here, man." He's like, "Man, you don't want nothing?" I said, "No, man." I said, "You looked out for me," and I gave him all the money. It was like $200 I gave him. He couldn't believe it, and that's just the way to operate, And then, hey, I wasn't worried about it because I was blessed, man. At the time I was a manager, and I was going out there. Side hustle was cutting yards on the side. And so it just was a blessing all the way around, for me, because, like I said, we had it. I didn't want for nothing during that particular time because I had overcome the money issues, thank God. So, it kind of worked out. It kind of worked out for us. But yeah, man, what you pay you guys when you're bringing your help out there? What's that figure? Like I said, for me, it's usually between the $10 and $15 range, depending on what it is, because you can't get that much more out of the yard anyway, unless you got $50 yards or something like that. See the lights coming on, it's getting dark out here. Unless you got $50, $60 yards, and you can squeeze a little bit more here and there, whatever. But for a general rule of thumb, it's usually between 10 and 15 bucks. And then you have the business, so you have to pay the extra. You got the insurance, you got all the other, you got the LLC thing you pay every year, so you got those things you got to pay, that you have to deal with, and that's got to come out of your end, the gas, the tools, anything that breaks that come from you, you got to deal with that. So, yeah, man. So I gave the guy some pointers, on what to do. I told him, that's what you charge when you bring help. I told him make sure you get him a ride more. It doesn't matter what it is, to help him, speed the process up if he works by himself. And he said he got 10 yards. He'd been posting on Facebook and stuff like that. He got 10 yards right off the cuff, which is great. He said, "Man, I really want to get into that. What I got to do?" I said, "Man, look, get you a ride more, get you a trailer, I use enclosed trailer because I don't want nobody stealing stuff off of it unless I leave. The only way somebody steals stuff off it is I leave it open, which I did one time, and somebody stole some stuff, but that was my negligence. So I leave it closed primarily now. But, open gate trailer, them guys come cut locks and take stuff like they're watching you in the back. They cut the locks in the front and boom, they got you. So, it's that type of thing. That's where if it's a box trailer, they kind of leery about that because it's gonna take too much more time to fool with. So they don't fool with that as much. But an open trailer, it was open season. It's like a picnic. They come there and they're like, oh, this, looking at the cotton candy, and they're looking at their sample. They want to sample that, So it's crazy, man. Yeah, man. So I don't want to keep you guys all day. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Old Dynamo is running good. Business is doing good. Family's doing good. Hope y'all family is doing great, man. And hey, stay hydrated this season, and stay positive, stay blessed, man. Love you guys. Take care. Peace out.